What's going on, Overlay Sports? Back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the Toronto Raptors' move to acquire Brandon Ingram from the New Orleans Pelicans. I love this move. Ingram's a borderline superstar that I think is going to thrive here in Toronto. And there's already early news that he is excited to be here in Toronto, and he thinks that he can really help this team evolve, and he can help them, grow as a young team. It's a really bold move for the Raptors, but I really like it, and I'll explain why. I think you look at the starting lineup now, and it's really talented, with, of course, Emmanuel Quickley, R.J. Barrett, Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes, and Jakob Poeltl. Now, when you factor in the bench, you have guys like Grady Dick, Jacoby Walter, a good group of young guys. Of course, Jamal Shed. They traded Davion Mitchell just a few minutes ago. I'll have a separate video on that, but Ingram's 27. He'll be 28 at the start of next year. He's a UFA, though, and the Raptors need to work on an extension. I think they totally will. It seems like Brandon Ingram is interested in for an extension. Of course, that's not going to be cheap. They'll probably cost you between $40 and $45 million a season, but I think it makes a lot of sense. He's a scorer. He can create his own shot, and that's what the Raptors really lack right now. So I think you need a guy who can, get the ball late in the game and get you a bucket. So I think it makes total sense. I really like the move. We traded Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, of course, to kind of offset the salaries, as well as the Indiana Pacers top 4 protected first-round pick next season, and a second-round pick in 2031 that belongs to us. So I think it's a good move. You look at Ingram's stats this year, he hasn't played a ton. He's been hurt. I don't know if that's because he doesn't want to play in New Orleans. He was kind of fed up with them. He sounds like he wants to play here, so we'll see if he gets going right away. But he averaged just over 22 points a game, 5.5 rebounds a game, and over 5 assists per game on 47% shooting from the field. So you look at Ingram, a former top 5 pick, number 2 overall in 2016 with the Lakers. He's 6'8". The Raptors have a lot of guys that are sort of 6'8", and they fit that build. So that makes sense, obviously. And his numbers in his career are very good. I know this year he's, maybe been, a little off of what he normally does. Last year was a tough year for him. He averaged 21 a game, but you look at the year before that with 25, 23, 24, back-to-back years before that. So he's been really good, of course. He's a former Most Improved Player of the Year winner. He was an All-Star a few years ago. So I think we're really getting a good score, a good player. I think you look at a lot of people are upset about it that Masai makes these moves at the deadline when we should be sellers or buyers, but I think it's smart. You kind of speed up the process and you get ahead of the game, and I think it's something that really makes sense. And you look at Brandon Ingram, the Raptors have a tough time luring in free agents, so the way that they have to do that is via the trade market. And so this is how they like to do it, and I think it makes total sense. Now, people that are saying Brandon Ingram, is not a playoff performer, I think that that narrative is kind of, washed away, and not really a very good one. You look at last year's playoff run for the Pelicans; it was not good. We know that they didn't do well, but Brandon Ingram was not fully healthy, so he wasn't great. But you look at in 2021-22, in that 6-game series they had, Ingram put up 27 points per game. He shot 50% from the field. He played 40 minutes a night. He was sensational. So I think that's the kind of Brandon Ingram we're going to get here. Now, of course, in terms of the trade capital, I think it's a pretty good, we got him for a pretty good price. I really like what we were able to do here. I think it makes sense. I think it's a move that we're going to look back at once he's re-signed and say, wow, that was a really good move. Now the Pascal Siakam trade is officially completed, as of course that turned into Ochai Agbaji, Brandon Ingram, as well as Jacoby Walter. So it's a good return. I really like it. And I think this Brandon Ingram move makes a lot of sense. Ingram wants to be here from the first sounds of it. He'll probably play at the 3. So the starting lineup will be IQ at the point guard with Barrett at the 2, Ingram at the 3, Scotty at the 4, and Pirtle at the 5. It's a good lineup. We'll see what other moves the Raptors make today. I have a separate video on the Davion Mitchell trade. But you guys let me know what you think of this Brandon Ingram move down below in the comment section. I love it. You guys let me know all the good stuff down in the comment section. As always, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. See you guys on the next video. And as always, let's go Raptors.